Explorers, it's your adventure podcast hostess with the mostest, Katie Staples. I'm going to share my travel stories, tips, and tricks for exploring and creating unforgettable experiences and memories. Find me on Instagram at the.great.escape.podcast so you can follow along and I can hear from you. Y'all, today I want to talk about something I'm very passionate about. I am a self-proclaimed badass. I am a tough biatch, okay, that does super cool stuff, usually by myself. I oftentimes get complimented on my courage, my drive, yada, yada. And it's always amazing to hear that I've inspired someone to do things that are their version of badassery. Yet, I also hear things like, I wish I could do that. Or maybe one day I'll get to do that too. Or I should do this. I should do that. Oh my gosh, y'all. Should. We're just shoulding on ourselves. If y'all are saying to yourself, shoulda, coulda, woulda, that's the best way to live a shouldy life. Okay. And I'm not here for that. All right. The goal of this podcast is to motivate y'all to go see some of my favorite places or figure out where yours are. It's to get you out there experiencing life and exploring new places and living your best life. So today, I want to help you own your badass. This is actually a new life coaching business I set up that's launching in January. And I'm going to give you some insight into what that looks like so that you can step into your greatness and live your full potential. There are a couple different definitions of badass out there, some of which are not so pleasant. I'm going to choose the one I most identify with, which is brought to us by Sunny Strower, who is a Harvard graduate and a fellow world adventurer. She said a badass is a person who pushes outside their comfort zones and goes beyond what others believe should be possible. Say less, that's what I aim to be. Pushes outside their comfort zone. If you've never stepped into your full potential as a badass, or if you've been playing life a little safe, I have news for you, buddy. It's fixing to get uncomfortable. When you're creating new habits or removing old ones, you're going to get uncomfortable. Embrace the discomfort. No growth happens in the comfort zone. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So to me, in order to really live your best life, it's not just about doing fun adventures. It's not just about having great friendships. It's not just about having money. All those things are awesome. And it's about living up to your highest potential in every area of your life. I've created something I call the Wheel of Life, based heavily off the 7 circles of the One Thing book by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. Let's break these 7 areas down. 1, mental health. Strengthen your mindset and emotional well-being. 2, recreation. Prioritize fun, hobbies, and downtime to recharge your energy. Work and finances. Set goals to advance in your career and achieve financial wellness. 4 is physical health. Improve your fitness, nutrition, and overall vitality. 5, spirituality and purpose. Connect with your deeper sense of purpose and cultivate inner peace. Home environment. Create a nurturing space that supports your goals. And lastly, relationships. Foster meaningful connections and improve communication. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a 10 out of 10 in like every single one of those 7 areas. Let's say that you are an 8 out of 10 in physical health, and your goal is to be an 8 out of 10. Excellent. Good for you. Whereas if you'd rate yourself a 5 out of 10 in recreation and you don't have a consistent hobby, you don't prioritize downtime, you don't have anything on your weekly calendar for fun, I'm assuming your goal is higher than a 5 out of 10 here. Maybe the goal is just to get to a 7 out of 10 by the summer, and that's awesome. That's the growth opportunity. Yet now the big challenge is identifying the way forward. How do you get yourself from a 5 to a 7? You probably don't lack the motivation to move from a 5 to a 7. Yet without the clarity and the plan to do so, you'll probably find yourself not improving at all. So that's why I created this new coaching program. It's to make sure that people can identify the action steps to take to actually achieve this growth. Maybe you want to travel the country in your RV like me. Awesome. Maybe you want to lose 30 pounds by the summer and feel good in your skin again. Yes. Maybe you want to become more confident in the workplace to advance in your career faster. Let's go. Whatever your goal in life, I want to help you. So that brings us to the course that I've created to help you start the new year right, living your full potential. It's called the 31-Day Reset, and we start January 1st, 2025. It's designed to help you build sustainable routines that improve your health, mindset, and overall balance. We'll create simple, sustainable habits focusing on your mornings and your evenings because how you start and end your day matters. And we focus on the 7 components of the wheel of life to make sure you're identifying the exact strides for you to take to live your full potential in each area. There's some daily individual work like journaling and habit tracking for all 31 days of January. And there are 9 Zooms on Mondays and Thursdays to get the content and interact with others who are on their personal growth journey as well. If you're watching this as opposed to just listening, here's a QR code to register for the course. And if you're listening, the link will also be in the description. Hurry so you can get one of the discounted early bird tickets. Now, how do you know if this is something for you? Let's see if you have any growth opportunities. Here are a few reflection questions. Experiences are only good if reflected upon, and these will help you appreciate your wins, acknowledge your strengths, remember what you learned, and identify your opportunities. These first 5 questions are looking back on your 2024 year. Feel free to pause this in between each question to write them or think about the answers and then come back to hear the next. Question number 1 on 2024. What wins did you have professionally? Question 2. What wins did you have personally? 3. Where could you have spent more time or focus? And 4, what got too much time and focus and attention? Lastly, what people or activities added energy to you this year? Now, these questions are about your future 2025 year. Again, feel free to pause this to think about your answers. Question 1, what are your personal goals for 2025? 2, what are your professional goals for 2025? 3, what are you most looking forward to? 4, what is your biggest opportunity? That's a nice way of saying you may not have a strength in this area and you're looking to get much better at it. And lastly, 5, on December 31st, how will you know if 2025 has been a success? That's all for my end of year thoughts on how to own your badass in 2025. What are your goals? What are your biggest opportunities for stepping into your greatness? What questions do you have about our upcoming 31-day reset course starting in January? I would love to hear from you. Find me on Instagram at the.great.escape.podcast and send me a message. Now, don't forget to hit subscribe so that you can follow along and dream big for your journeys on The Great Escape. See you next time, adventurers.